Want this Jimbo Vision? Maggie's Plan. Hello, Maggie's Plan, not suitable for minors. It's an 80s joke. Written and directed by Rebecca Miller, wife of Daniel Day-Lewis and daughter of Arthur Miller, Maggie's Plan is a light and delightful comedy of relationships about a well-meaning but slightly scheming university assistant who, after planning to get with child via a sperm donation from a Brooklyn pickle maker, falls in love with a married professor, falls out of love with him, and then decides to try and reverse engineer his marriage back together. So far, so Jane Austen, right?
That's so funny, you know John Harding.
Oh, we're on a committee together. He's a real panty melter. He's one of the bad boys of fictocritical anthropology. Apparently he was a big deal in Chicago.
If you say she's like terrified, it's not nearly as strong as saying she's terrified. You know, like is a language condom. Trust me.
Miller's previous works, like Personal Velocity and The Ballad of Jack and Rose, have been big on critical acclaim but rather short on chuckles. This, though, is frothier work, sort of Miller light. With its knowing set of metro intellectuals strolling round to a jazz accompaniment, there's definite hints of Woody Allen here. You may also pick up some notes of Noah Baumbach's mumblecore, too. But it is Austen, actually, who comes through most strongly in both the symmetries of Miller's storyline and the figure of Maggie herself, an independent woman attempting to corral life's more chaotic elements into something resembling order.
Why can't you just leave your husband like any normal human being?
Because it would be such a waste.
A waste? You are such a hall monitor. It's not a waste. He's not a paper product.
Interestingly, for someone whose husband once dumped a partner by fax, Miller has an acute eye for the ebb and flow of relationships and the justifications that we dress them up in. And she's assembled a terrific cast to interpret them here. Greta Gerwig, on home ground really, as a quirky New York 30-something. Ethan Hawke, and this is a bold career change, as another charismatic, narcissistic man-child. There's terrific support from Bill Hader and Maya Rudolph as Maggie's married friends, and from Travis Fimmel, quietly charming as the unassuming pickle man and sperm donor, equally at home with Gherkin and Jerkin. Looming over everything, though, is John's once and future missus, the terrifying Georgette, played in warmly amusing fashion by Julianne Moore as a humorless ice queen with a surprisingly tender side and an equally surprising industrial-strength Nordic accent.
If by sweeping cynicism you mean not living in a dream, then shoot me now.
So, wry, witty, performed with polish, and pretty perfectly plotted, Maggie's Plan will leave you with the same kind of satisfied chuckle you get from, say, completing a really difficult Sudoku. And indeed, there's a certain irony here in that Miller has made a movie about a girl who can't stand loose ends, but herself can't help but tidy up the plot so perfectly, she practically gives it hospital corners. Still, it all makes for a very enjoyable trip to the flicks, and I'll give Maggie's Plan a 7.5 out of 10 on Jimbo Vision.